Good morning, friends. Happy Monday. This is the start of an exciting week. I'm so happy to be here with you today. Um, and today we're going to talk about um, how, how do you know when it's time to increase your prices? And how do you go about doing that? So, for those who don't know me, I'm Audrey Faust, and I'm a business coach, and I work with female entrepreneurs and help them increase their income without losing the freedom that they desire. So, if that's you, I'd love to chat if you're looking to increase your income, but you're afraid you're going to lose the freedom. Um, Say me, and let's connect. So, anyway, but what I want to talk to you today about is increasing your prices. Like, how do you know when it's time to increase your prices? So, I was on a coaching call last week with another female entrepreneur, and we were reviewing her financials. And in this process, we realized that it looks like she needed to increase her prices. So, we sussed out how to do that in a non-invasive way. So, one thing that oftentimes people want to do is they don't want to have the conversation, right? So they don't want to have the conversation with their clients about increasing their price. But it's okay to have that conversation because the longer you work with your clients, the more valuable you become. And they know that, and they should know that. So you know more about their business, how they work, you're making their life easier in some way, and they value you. If they don't value you, then they're not a good client anyway. So they value you. So a price increase really isn't going to affect them too much. And we often overthink the price increases. So when we were reviewing her financials, we decided that it looks like a good thing we should do is increase her prices. So she charges hourly, and especially if you're hourly, like you really need to continue to increase your prices because with your existing clients, because you are getting things done quicker the more you work with them, right? And beyond the initial just getting used to their account, every time you know them, you know how they work, you know how to support them, and you usually get quicker and quicker as time goes on. So if you're charging hourly for your services, then you should constantly be increasing that price because you are actually gypping yourself, because you're probably working less hours and or getting more done in those hours, and than you would be if you took on a new client or they took on a new person. So that's why I like to say you should continually be. But so what's a good way to do that, right? What's a good way? So a great way to first of all, be transparent. Nothing upsets me more than if I have a subcontractor just increase their prices in an invoice without addressing it first. Because I'm making decisions on a regular basis of, okay, well, this person, like this person's good at this person, I may have two people that are on my staff and they have similar capabilities. And I'm like, well, this person can do it more efficient, or this person can, this is a very menial task. I can give it to somebody else whose rate is lower. So it takes that decision, like takes that decision out of it, if I'm making those mental decisions as a business owner, like it takes, I'm thinking, okay, who should I delegate my project to? I want to know like where that financially plays out for me. So if somebody increases their prices without telling me, I don't like to be surprised on an invoice. So I am definitely all about my subcontractors, supporting them, and I value them, but be transparent. So I advise everybody to be transparent because nobody likes surprises. And it's so much more well received if you're transparent. So when I was coaching this woman, we were talking about that. Like, she was like, well, what if I just raise my prices? No, don't do that. Be transparent. So, and here's what happened when she was transparent about it. She reached out to her entire client base and told them she was increasing her rate significantly, what her new rate was going to be. So it wasn't just her active clients, it was her inactive clients too. She sent a blanket email. Not only did she do that, in that blanket email, she included, hey, I also have a little availability in my schedule. I can take on 2 more clients. So this email actually did 2 things. It increased her prices and got her referrals, and, well, 3 things, and it didn't come from a place of scarcity mindset, right? She wasn't reaching out to her clients saying, I need more, send me referrals, I need more clients. She was saying, I'm doing well. I am going to increase my prices, but, I do have a little breathing room here. If you know anybody or you have a project, I'd be happy to support you. So actually putting those 2 things together in an email was very, very productive, one, and also it kind of showed 2 sides, right? Said, hey, I'm increasing my prices, but hey, I can also take on more clients. So her email was very well received. So I just want you all to think about this when you are been working with a client for over a year, 2 years, whatever, and you haven't increased your prices in a long time. Like, you are the one that is suffering from that. Your client is actually benefiting from that because you are now more efficient. You are getting things done quicker. You know their business. You ask less questions. So continually increase your prices. We are in an economic situation of inflation right now, which is another reason to increase your prices. But I also want to share with you a side note. I am doing a training starting tomorrow, and we are going to be working on all this, how to figure out what your value is. So day 2 of the training is how to figure out what your value is. So we often, as women, undervalue ourselves. And this is a 4-day training, and it's all about creating a vision for yourself is day 1. Day 2 is figuring out what your value is, and then how to present that to clients with confidence is day 3 and 4. So we are going to be getting into some great things over the next 4 days, and I don't want you to miss it. So if pricing is something that you struggle with, like setting your prices, increasing your prices, as a lot of female entrepreneurs do, then join me over the next 4 days. It's at just an hour long. If you miss one day, there's replays, there's prizes, there's all kinds of great things going on. So I'm going to put a link in the comments if you're on Facebook. If you're on Instagram, the link's already in my bio. Just click on it, sign up for the training, and it starts tomorrow, Tuesday, February 1st. However, the replays are going to be available for a few days in my group. So if you're catching this, a day or two later, you can still catch up. So we're going to have the replays available up for an additional week after the training ends. So in my group. So if you're not a part of my group, and you want to, or you just want to do this training, it's happening in my group. Awesome. I have over 1,000 members of female entrepreneurs in my group, and I support them each and every day. So if any of this resonates with you, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to connect with you. I'd love to hear about your struggles, hear about your successes, and I hope you can make my training tomorrow. And it's going to be so much fun. I really have a lot of great things packed into that training that are going to be just so valuable. So I hope to see you tomorrow. Click on the link and get yourself signed up so you can get all the email links, and for the webinar, it's going to be held in Zoom, but the replays are going to go into my group. But if you're live in Zoom, that's going to be so much fun. So I hope to see you there, and I'll be talking to you sometime tomorrow because I'm going to do a little recap after my training tomorrow. So take care and have a wonderful, fabulous week. Talk to you soon.